work right now, and while I drive, I thought I might, that's also why this is horizontal, because that's how my phone thingy holds my phone. I thought I might tell you guys about my Disney journey. I went to theater school. I went to the College Conservatory of Music at the University of Cincinnati. It's one of the top theater schools in the country. My major was theater design and production with an emphasis in makeup and wigs, and then I also took a buttload of costuming classes. We had to take an introductory class to every tech element, so I had a stage management class, had a lighting class, a sound class, set construction, I had paint lab where I had to paint things, I had to crew a show for every one of those things, blah 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 blah. Anyway, but I always had at least one, if not two, makeup and wig classes. And I did theater in high school. That's where I learned to love it. It's also where I realized, hey, I'm not that great at acting. Maybe I shouldn't act for a living. Correct, I should not act for a living. However, I've always been very artistically inclined. I always was in art classes, and I just loved art. And then when I got into theater, I started working with the costuming and makeup crews for the shows in high school, and I really loved it. And then I got into CCM for that, and that is what I did. Moving on, college was getting to a close, everyone was finding jobs, and I've always loved Disney. I loved going to the parks. I didn't go that much as a kid just because my family was very frugal, like we like to save our money, and yeah, so we didn't go that much. I had been to Disney World twice as a kid, and to Disneyland once, and my best friend and I ended up going the summer before our senior year of college because the Wizarding World had just opened, and we went and also did a couple days at Disney. So like, love Disney, love the parks, really wanted to work there. Wanting to work there, I had a little list of things I wanted to do, and those things, I wanted to work at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. That is where the little girls get their princess makeovers. I wanted to work in the Pirates League. That's where you do little pirate makeup on the kids, boys and girls. And at the boutique, anyone can get their hair done as well. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, anyone can get anything. And then I wanted to work in the cosmetology department, which takes care of the performers and how they look. I'm going to link a video in the description that Disney has released that talks about cosmetology in the parks, because I'm not going to break the magic for like what we actually do. Y'all can watch that, and that's going to tell you everything that you need to know that I'm allowed to say. Yes, so if you'd like to see that, you can find the link in the description. So I applied to the Disney College program my last semester of college. You have to be in college when you apply. You do not have to be in college when you go and work your program. So little baby Anna, graduating 2011 from college, I applied, I got accepted into the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, which was what I wanted. That was exactly what I wanted. Dreams come true. So I literally finished up all my projects, took all my tests at college, finished my last semester, passed with, I either had a 3.9 or a 4.0 GPA, I don't remember. I had something real close to being really perfect, and it was great and wonderful, and my parents were super proud, got my diploma. I left, I didn't walk because I left before we walked. I moved down to start my program at the very end of May in 2011, and I started working at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and it was magical and wonderful, and I loved it. It was so much fun. And my program ended in the beginning of January. Was it the beginning of January? Beginning of January 2012. It was like a 9-month program, and I had applied for whatever they had open available to stay because I'd already graduated school. I had no intention of leaving the company. I hadn't done everything I wanted to do. So they gave me seasonal, and I stayed. And I was seasonal at the boutique. At the same time, I also got a part-time job working in the costuming department, the wardrobe, doing lots of like laundry for the performers over at Universal. So I was working like maybe picking up like getting four days a week at Disney and like working once or twice a week at Universal, and I was making enough to pay my rent and food and gas, and life was great. About a month and a half into my seasonal time, I was accepted as a part-time employee at the Pirates League, which is in Adventureland, and I was thrilled. I am obsessed with pirates. I love historical pirates. Muppet Treasure Island is one of my favorite like pirate movies. Like I love pirates. I love pirates. I know a whole bunch about history and different historical pirates and like what life was actually like as a pirate and how awful and gross it was, but how wonderful it was, and how it was a democracy and freedom and blah 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 blah. So anyway, worked at the Pirates League. I was hired part-time. I was working like 5 shifts a week just about, so I was working like full-time hours. 2 months into being part-time, they offered me full-time at the Pirates League, and I was like, yes. It means I get a really good insurance and healthcare and all that stuff. So I was at the Pirates League doing that, and I loved. I loved being a pirate so much. The actual job itself was so much fun. Like I was living in my element there. I was there in the Pirates League for about a year and a half. So that was like March of 2012 until August of 2013. Was ready for a change in my life after being in the Pirates League for about a year and a half. And having my degree in makeup, wigs for theater, you know, I thought I was a shoo-in for cosmetology. Disney does not let you be a cosmetologist unless you have a Florida cosmetology license. Anything extra is great, wonderful, but like you can't be a cosmetologist without your license at Disney. They require it. Because of that, we also get paid a little bit better than some of the other jobs like food and beverage attraction, because we are required to have this level of education. So they have this one position in Magic Kingdom, because Magic Kingdom is so big and there's so much going on, called the associate position, and you do not touch the hair. You literally are there to organize, clean, and keep track of everything. And I was just ready for a change. I was ready to get my foot in the door with the cosmetology department. And one of their people was dropping down to seasonal to go back to school, and they had a full-time position available. So I applied, I got it, and I was the associate at Magic Kingdom. There were a couple of us, because you had morning and you had evening, and then they also worked as a barbershop at Magic Kingdom. You can get your hair cut. We do a lot of babies' first haircuts, and the associate is the person that works the cash register in there. I never got trained in the barbershop. I liked being down below and underneath the tunnels, taking care of everything. So like, I was perfectly fine doing that. I had plenty of guest time being in the boutique and the Pirates League. So yeah. So for 3 years, I was the associate at Magic Kingdom, running around keeping track of things. During that time, at least towards the end of my associate time, I went to cosmetology school. I always had the evening shifts, which was 4 to 12:30. I ended up going to school, cosmetology school, full-time in the mornings. It was the worst year and a half of my life. I was exhausted all the time. I was getting like maybe 5 hours of sleep, and I am a person who needs 7 to 8 hours to function well, or else I'm just a mess. So super hard, but I did it, got my cosmetology license, and as soon as I did it and I passed and I had my license, I applied to be a cosmetologist. They give you an audition. They give you a picture, and you have to style some hair to match the picture, and they want to make sure that like you get the silhouette correct and everything. So I went in, and you know, having lots of wig experience from college and styling hair, and with the boutique, I knocked that out of the ballpark and did awesome and became a cosmetologist. And I cried so much when one of our big higher up managers called me, and she called me at work at Magic Kingdom, and she was like, I wanted to let you know that you got the job and you did good and we were so proud of you, because like I've known her from working as the associate, so like I was already comfortable in the department. I already knew everybody. I knew how things worked. It was great. It really prepared me for being a cosmetologist at Disney. Cried, got the job, went through my training, and the first place I worked as a cosmetologist was over at Epcot. I worked the evenings there because I hate mornings with a fiery passion, and I mostly spent time with Anna and Elsa over at the Summer Hoops. I am very fond of Frozen. And sometimes I get sick and tired of it because Disney's like killed it, but like at the same time I could never not love Frozen. So Anna and Elsa were my main squeezes, and I took care of them. I've done a lot of braiding in my life, and yeah, that is what I did at Epcot. And then I ended up, we bid every 6 months to decide like where we're going to be and what we're going to do, and whoever has the most seniority bids first and then goes down the line. So like that's how it works. And having been the so Disney is full of unions. The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, the Pirates, Lake, and Cosmetology are all in the same union. And that was very beneficial for me because I kept all my seniority that way, and then when I became a cosmetologist, I got to bid and I got basically whatever I wanted. Well, also because a lot of the people before me just want their morning shifts, and they have like kids and stuff they have to take care of, so they want to work while the kids are at school, and it makes sense. And I hate mornings, so I almost always get my first choice of like where I want to be and what I want to do. Very fortunate. I am so lucky. I definitely like worked the Disney system to my advantage that way. So my first bid came around because I was put at Epcot when I started, because the bid had just happened before we got trained. My bid came around and I bid Fantasmic. I had 3 days of working in the room, and I had 2 days of getting to actually run the show. And I love Fantasmic. It's wonderful. The people there are incredible. And yeah, so I did Fantasmic. Next bid I went back and I did another bid at Epcot, and I love my girls and I took good care of them, and yeah. And then after that one I did another Fantasmic bid, but this time I had 3 days at Launch Bay and 2 days doing the Fantasmic show. Now at Launch Bay you have a Wookiee named Chewbacca who has lots and lots and lots of hair that we have to brush, and we have to make sure he looks pretty for the guests every day. He is the prettiest, bestest Wookiee in the whole wide world, and I love him. So yeah, so I had 3 days where I'd go to Launch Bay, and I'd take care of Chewie, and I'd make sure he looked real pretty. And yeah, then I had the weekends where I would go to the Fantasmic show, and I loved it. It was great. I never had super early mornings. The earliest I was in was 10. Fan shows was always in the evening, so those days I had later shifts. Life was great. The next bid after that, what did I do after that? Was that my swag bid? I think. Okay, so we have a show at studios called Star Wars: A Galaxy Far, Far Away. It's the little show that happens in front of the stage, in front of the Chinese theater, on the stage there, and it has a whole bunch of the Star Wars characters, and we are responsible for making sure that they look good. In the meantime, I also got trained over at the Beauty and the Beast show that we have at studios. I've never bid over there, but I do go over, and I do it every once in a blue moon. It is very fun. I very much enjoy it. It's great. And then after that, I've been at Frozen ever since. So we have a Frozen sing-along show at Hollywood Studios, and that is where I live. So I've done 2 bids there, and I love it. It's peaceful, it's calm. I love my babies there. They're wonderful. They're so good. They make my life happy, and we just did our bid, and I will be there again for the next bid when that starts. And that's everything I've done at Disney. I am trained everywhere that they have cosmetology at Hollywood Studios. It is my favorite park. It's just a happy place, and getting to be a part of shows makes me happy, considering that's what I went to college for, and I love it. And yeah, I have been very blessed, and everything I've done has definitely helped prepare me for the next thing I would do at Disney, and it's just been wonderful. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was informative. I hope it was fun. But yeah, I'm gonna go, I'm literally on my way to go sing along all day long with my Frozen babes. If you liked this, let me know. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think and anything you'd like to hear more about that I can and will tell you. I will not break the magic. I won't. Can't make me do it. But yeah, let me know. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Click subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.